Morning everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm in Armley in Leeds today. It's actually the third Sunday I've managed to get out in a row, which is pretty good going. As you can see, I'm on Strawberry Lane. That's what I've come to see is just behind the trees, St Bartholomew's Church. Very grand building, but this is Strawberry Lane Community Centre, and Tong Road at the bottom. You go left into the city centre, right out of the city centre, and St Bartholomew's C of E Primary School there. Strawberry Lane, public open space. It's a field or a park, but we call it a public open space in these parts. Armley is not an area I know very well. I am from Leeds, but wasn't ever a part of Leeds I got to very often. Do have some relatives, I think, in the dim and distant past from here. But that, as far as I can tell, is my only connection to this area. I am, as anybody who follows the channel regularly will know, recovering from a fractured foot. I'm hoping to stop going on about it fairly soon, because I would say it's almost back to normal. Wow, what a grand church. It's open on the Heritage Open weekend. I was hoping to come this year, not sure if I will. And there's a mosque there as well. There we go, Strawberry Lane, LS12. I think I've come a weird way around. I think it'd been better going down the hill and coming back up. But yeah, the foot's tons better. This is the third weekend I've managed to get out, and 3 weekends ago it was quite a short walk. A bit difficult getting round. Last weekend was quite a bit better, but I'd had enough at the end of it. I was thinking I might go in there. Nope. So it would have been better going down the hill, turning right, going up the road, turning right and coming back. Anyway. It's the fun of being here, isn't it? Is the sort of random nature. Somebody asked me yesterday, do I get bricked up? do I plan these walks? And I think what I meant was, do I write a script and research all the points of history? And the answer to that is no. These walks are meant to be a discovery of places I don't always know. So it's part of the fun, really. St Bartholomew's, Armley and New Wortley, Sunday service 10 o'clock. Get yourselves down if that floats your boat. Like that. Oh. So yeah, I'm hoping to go a little bit further today, as I am getting stronger, but we'll have to see. All depends on the foot. I am missing the walks when I used to have Sundays free, and I could just head out for 3 or 4 hours and make 3 or 4 walks. In the morning, I'm a bit limited. I'll try and find a little bit about the history of this place and bob it up on the video. But as always, if you know more about this area and these buildings than I do, then please leave me a comment. It's a shame. Don't know what happened to the graveyard. Don't know what happened to all the monuments. But it's a real shame. Because it kind of doesn't exist anymore. What a church, though. The power of the church. You want to know what influence Armley played in the history of Leeds? Look at the size of this place, and there's another one just up the road that I hope to visit on another occasion. 1945, you see. Oh, they're quite recent, but yeah, they're all 1939, but they're all missing. If you know what happened to this graveyard, please let me know. It was this I was checking over here to look at. Sounds like a street sweeper. What this is it a monument? Oh, it is, yeah. Oh, I see. This burial ground. Enlarged. What does that say? 2010. In the year, I think it's maybe saying 2,000 spaces in the year 1819. They didn't have them in 1819, did they? Well, that's great, isn't it? If you're having a lie-in, it's 7:30 Sunday morning. That bloody thing going round your streets, past your bedroom window. Nice to have the rubbish clean, but ever so slightly antisocial at this time on a Sunday. Yeah, I went a bit back to front, didn't I, coming here? This is where we were. That's the open ground. Plenty. Massive graveyard, isn't it? Another. Oh, there were 2 walkers up there. There's another couple here. I say I did my family tree, and I got back into got a bit complicated, to be honest, in the end, and most of my ancient relatives, for want of a better way of describing them, was in Holbeck and Hunslet and that area. Oh, look at that. What a church. I must try and get this, and who gets the honour of being buried there then, I wonder. I must try and get to that heritage weekend. Have to have another 6 weeks off. Priest. Memory of Frederick. Can't read it. Hinsmith. Died in 1906. Vicar of Armley. It's an honour to be buried there, isn't it? Right under the altar. Yeah, I must admit, I was very ill for the first few weeks of this. I must admit, I'm not one for feeling sorry for myself, but I did. And then after about 3 weeks, I started to feel a bit better, and asked if I could go back to work and do some, light duties. Flipping heck. You can't get much more light duties than the job I do on a weekend. But it didn't happen, and I've not gone back, and instead I've had to have 6 weeks off. And to be honest, the last 3 of it's been quite enjoyable. I've got into a nice routine, and I am partly why I haven't retired really, fully. Oh, this is nice, like a little wildlife area. Partly why I haven't retired fully is because of the fear of the unknown, the fear of what would I do with my 7 days a week. And to be honest, I'd fill my 7 days a week without any problems at all. original fencing there, guys. Don't see that often, do you? It was all, must have been around something important. I told you on other videos, it was all taken for the World War II, I think, for the war effort. So you see a lot of these stone cappings just cut off at the bottom in fact, I think that might be the first. I mean, that'll have been there for a long time. That's one of the first ones I've ever seen in Leeds that hasn't been cut off. There we go, 54 degrees north, Holmes. I have gone off piste. I was gonna go that way and then down towards the main part of Armley town centre. Little mural up there. But it occurred to me that this is actually a nice little video on its own, just this church and this little circuit. Southfield Primitive Methodist Chapel, 1875. That was us. A long line of Methodists. Cricketers Terrace, great name. Cul-de-sac, which often in the city streets meant there was a railway or a factory at the end. Southfield Mount. Looks like some gardens there. I'm glad I came out. I did a driving video through Armley. It's on the channel if you want to see it. And I said then that I would have to Wesley Road, and it's got a chapel on it. I said then I would have to come back and do a walk, and because it's a very interesting place. The Lyric Cinema, as was one of Leeds' lost cinemas there. Don't know, I think we'll go to Wortley if we go up that way. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to get that far today, but maybe further than last week. So let's see. Burger shops, Tongue Road, Carpet and Bed Centre. So yeah, that's the toss-up, isn't it, with work. It gives you some purpose on a weekend, helps you to get out of bed, helps you to meet people, you have a laugh with your colleagues, you have a laugh with your customers. But the organisation, or you give up and do your own thing, and then you need to be able to afford to do that. Well, thanks very much for watching this little video, guys. A cafe there, open as well. Back at Strawberry Lane in the school. Seeing as I'll try and go where I was going to go, but I'll go the other way. So yeah, that's where we started, up that way. But I'm going to go this way. So thank you very much for watching that short video. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Do consider subscribing to the channel. If you know anything about the area or the place that we visited today, then drop me a comment below. Sorry for whining and whinging, but it's very early on a Sunday morning and I haven't had a cup of coffee yet. But until the next time, I'll say cheerio.